Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be breaking down Bobby Wagner and what he brings to this defense in a film session. Before we get started though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, let's dive right into the video and I hope you enjoy. So Bobby Wagner's been one of the game's best middle linebackers for the past 10 years or so. Since 2014, has made the Pro Bowl every single year, has had not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 all-pro seasons. This guy has arguably been the best hard-hitting middle linebacker in the league, leading the league multiple times in tackles. He had 170 combined tackles last year. That's a crazy number. 138th the year before, a league-leading 159 the year before that. He is a legitimate defensive superstar in the league, one of the best defensive players, and arguably the best middle linebacker in the NFL over the past couple seasons. Has 23.5 career sacks, can get to the quarterback a little bit, but overall, let's dive into the film session and just show what makes Bobby Wagner such an important part of a defense and what he can really add to this defense after signing with this team in free agency. So let's start with this play right here. We're going to see Bobby Wagner, number 54 in blue, for the Seahawks on this play. And this is going to be a game against the Titans where, Derrick Henry running the football really effectively, and really a guy to really watch in the run game. And the play here is going to be a run play. It's going to be all these guys moving this way, trying to get the blocks for Derrick Henry to get kind of to the outside, right? That's kind of the idea of this run play. But Bobby Wagner, what he's great in is his instincts, his football instincts, and his pursuit of the football, and his willingness to put the hard hat on and go after, the big play. More importantly, though, he is not afraid of contact, and his sideline-to-sideline speed is really impressive, too, to stay with a pretty good running back here in Derrick Henry. Pretty good, not, one of the league's best running backs or anything. Anyway, on this play here, the play's going to develop, and Wagner's just going to read it. He's going to read it as a run, and he's going to be patient here, right? As the guard moves up to try and block, he's just kind of going to evade that block a little bit, move around it, and then as Derrick Henry tries to turn the corner here, just look at Bobby Wagner's instinct and pursuit of the football, puts his head down, goes after Derrick Henry, and wraps him up in a just fantastic way. This is textbook tackling here. Gets the two hands below the waist and wraps Henry up. Doesn't allow him to get through contact. Really impressive stuff. Obviously, Derrick Henry, arguably the league's best running back when it comes to running after contact, but Wagner's able to get to Henry here and wrap him up for a small gain. And then there's this play here too. This is him getting after the quarterback a little bit. It's going to be once again against the Titans, and Bobby Wagner, bottom of the screen there, number 54 in blue, is just going to be patient here, right? He's going to get after the quarterback. It's going to be a little bit of a blitz here, a linebacker blitz from the Seahawks, and you're just going to see him kind of just jump right here. And as this defensive tackle goes this way, and then there's an edge rusher kind of who comes over here, Wagner is just going to be patient just for a split second and then attack the quarterback as you see the edge rusher come into focus. So you're going to see the edge rusher here, number 94, come into the picture, which forces this blocker outside. And then the guard is on the defensive tackle, which means the center should really come over and try and pick up Wagner, right? That's how that should operate. But he's a little late on it, actually, or rather, the guard is supposed to come over and pick him up, and the center can deal with the defensive tackle. But the communication's bad, and he's a little late. And nonetheless, Wagner is able to get through and just attack Tannehill for the sack. This is a fantastic read by Wagner, just putting his foot down, putting his head down, and going after the football. Those instincts and those pursuit skills of the football is really what makes Wagner one of the best middle linebackers in the league. Additionally, his skills in coverage are really, really solid for linebackers in general. He's really good coverage skills against running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, all that stuff, especially across the middle of the field. On this play here, it's going to be against the Rams. Matthew Stafford's going to drop back in the pocket. You're going to see Wagner right here, and this receiver is just going to kind of come and sit over here, and Stafford's going to go through his progression and end up firing a football to that receiver. You see Wagner move. You see Stafford move back. You see Wagner just reading Stafford's eyes, and as Stafford moves back to the middle of the field, Wagner moves over a little bit that way, and as Stafford's about to throw, Wagner, is reading this the entire time, seeing the football, seeing where Stafford wants to go with the football. Really good, once again, instincts and pursuit skills, the ability to read the quarterback's eyes here, and he's going to just lay out for this one and block that one away. This is really good coverage there from Wagner, because when Stafford's ready to throw this football, there's a good amount of space here, and this is not a long pass. So there's not it's a ton of time for Wagner to get over there, but because he's already read Stafford and he knows what Stafford's going to do, because he's got those instincts and he's got the ability to read the quarterback's eyes, right? He's reading those eyes. That allows him the time to get over, because he's already moving that direction when Stafford's getting ready to throw, to the point where when the ball leaves his hand, look how much smaller that gap is in the space between the defender, right? When Stafford's getting ready to throw the ball here, right, it's almost double the size, and then when Stafford actually ends up throwing the ball right here, right there, right, yeah, right here. See how much smaller that gap is, right? Because of the instincts, he's anticipating this play, and he's able to make a really good, nice diving stop to make sure that it doesn't end up in the Rams receiver's arms. So we've talked about Wagner, rushing the quarterback a little bit. We talked about him, with the sideline-to-sideline speed, getting to the outside. We talked about him in pass coverage, but he's also a really good run defender. Anytime you have, over 150 tackles a season, you're going to be good at getting to the quarterback, but more importantly, getting into opponents' backfields and really stopping the run game. This is exactly what's going to happen on this play here. The running back's going to take the ball up the gut in between these two offensive linemen, and there is a hole here, right there. This is actually not a bad job by the Texans offensive line, creating a hole for the running back to get through. But the only issue here is that on this play, Wagner is, right in the middle of the field, and he's reading this. He sees the hole, and the number one job he realizes he's got to cover that hole. So he covers the hole, sees where the running back's trying to go, and just puts his head down. And that's the thing about Wagner. When he sees contact and when he feels contact, he is a brick wall. You are not getting past him. You're not running harder than him. And you just see on this play here, running back's trying to move his legs forward, but Wagner pushes him backwards. There's no way this running back was moving anywhere after this play, because Bobby Wagner is such a hard hitter, really hard to get past, does not miss tackles easily. And he's just that kind of guy in the middle of a defense that's just impossible to get by. Another thing I love about Bobby Wagner, he's a fantastic open field tackler. One of the best in the league in that regard, especially the linebacker position, which is a position where, sometimes you've got some bulkier guys, some slower guys who can't necessarily, get to the football really easily, and one cut and they're in the dust kind of thing. That's not necessarily uncommon, but Bobby Wagner does not get fooled in open space. On this play here, the 49ers are going to try and run some sort of screen pass where Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get into the step back in the pocket a little bit. Then they're going to get this offensive lineman out wide, and then they're going to get the running back over here, and then they're going to try and dump it down to the running back. And Bobby Wagner, once again, he is anticipating this. His instincts and football IQ are off the charts when it comes to linebackers. And sure, he's got the physical skills. He's got the speed. He's got the sideline-to-sideline speed. He's got the acceleration. He's got the ability to make tackles. But he understands how to play defense, and he understands where he needs to be on the field. So those instincts are what really sets him apart from other defenders. And here he's going to move this way, seeing where this play is developing. And as the play, goes to the running back, right? The running back catches the ball here, and this offensive lineman tries to go out and block Wagner, and this offensive lineman tries to go out and block this defender. I mean, this looks like a promising play. If this running back can catch the ball, move upfield, and get to the outside, this could be a big gain. But once again, as soon as Wagner tries, the running back tries to make a move here on Wagner, right? Wagner isn't biting it and simply just tackles him right there, right? It's that simple. He's such a good open field tackler, because I'm telling you, this running back right here, he's going to be a lot more explosive. He's going to be a lot more electric than Bobby Wagner in a foot race. But somehow Bobby Wagner is able to put his body in the right spots time and time again and cut off angles. He's so good at it, and he's so good at open field tackling. Really sets him apart as he makes another fantastic tackle here against the 49ers. And like a lot of linebackers, as soon as these linebackers are tallying up 150, 160, 170 tackles, they're going to be really good at getting into piles, right? They're not going to be scared of contact. And Bobby Wagner definitely isn't scared of contact. He just goes right into where the ball is and just goes for it. He gets into the middle of the pile, doesn't care if there's a ton of guys there, doesn't care about contact, just goes for it. And he's, actually been super durable during his career. He's played all 16, actually, missed a game last year, played 16 games. But he's played 16 games last year, 16 games the year before, and 16 games the year before that, missed a game the year before that. So he's only missed 2 games in the past 4 seasons. Really durable, especially for a linebacker, which is a position that's, pretty contact, right? It's a contact heavy position, one of the more contact heavy positions in the league. So on this play here, you're going to see Wagner, number 54, in the middle of the defense in white here. And as this is going to be a run play, and the run play is going to be over here. And Wagner, once again, is just reading the O-line, reading where the running back's running, and reading the play. He's just sitting back, being instinctual, and letting the play come to him, more or less. So as this play develops here, running back takes the handoff, and Wagner, sees this hole and wants to get into this first level here. He wants to get into this area, into the backfield almost, to try and make this tackle. And he's going to see an opportunity to kind of get there by cutting just straight into this hole. He's going to get there, then moves laterally really well, and helps wrap up the running back to stop the running play. This is just a good read by Wagner. Once again, he just reads the game so well from his middle linebacker spot. So that said, how does Bobby Wagner fit in with the LA Rams? I think he does a lot for this Rams team. Number one, he brings a legit defender to the squad, a guy who's an elite defender at his position, and it just adds to Aaron Donald being an elite defensive tackle and Jalen Ramsey being an elite cornerback. And I think that actually brings a lot to this team, especially after losing Von Miller in free agency. And I know Von Miller and Bobby Wagner are different types of linebackers. Don't get me wrong, but Von Miller is much more get after the quarterback and try and rush the passer kind of a linebacker. But nonetheless, if you look at the Rams defensive guys, especially their linebackers, I mean, they're not great. Right, they're not great at that position. They also lost one of their linebackers to the Texans, who I'm forgetting his last name, and I also don't want to botch his last name. But nonetheless, they're kind of thin at linebacker, and getting a guy like Bobby Wagner instantly brings you an elite player at his position. It brings you veteran experience, veteran leadership, a guy who's been in the Super Bowl before, who's won a Super Bowl before, and it just helps out this Rams defense that was in the Super Bowl last year and won a Super Bowl with another elite great player who can kind of command this defense and be a really big helping hand to Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, trying to get to the quarterback, but more importantly to the guys in the secondary like Jalen Ramsey, just another really big glue guy who can get 170 tackles and be the league's best middle linebacker. And Seattle cut him because they didn't have the cap space for him and they were trying to rebuild, and that's what they're trying to do. But getting a guy, Bobby Wagner is absolutely massive for this Rams defense because it gives them just an elite glue guy in the center of their defense, a captain for them, a guy who can really command a defense behind Aaron Donald and next to Jalen Ramsey, and just be an elite defender for this team. I think this is a great pickup by LA. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.